In Search of the Dead, our full-feature documentary on life after death, is now available to watch on Vimeo and via membership to our Quill and Ink Society on YouTube and Patreon. Thank you to everyone who has already purchased access. For those of you who pre-ordered via Vimeo, Vimeo should have sent you an email telling you that the documentary is now accessible. On YouTube and Patreon, the video is now live and available to be streamed. For our higher tier Quill and Ink Society members, you should have already received your access link and code via the Patreon messenger. Do let us know if you run into any problems. Further instructions and links on how to access In Search of the Dead can be found in the description below. After watching, if you would like to leave us a review, you can do so via the In Search of the Dead page on the Internet Movie Database. Reviews would be highly appreciated. From both Eric and I, thank you to everyone who has already purchased access or intends to watch In Search of the Dead. Equally, thank you to everyone who has been involved in the making of the documentary. Those of you who took time out of your day to be interviewed by us. Those of you who allowed us to shadow your paranormal investigations. Those of you who have helped behind the scenes, from test watchers to sound editors, to the extremely talented Lydia who composed the original soundtrack for In Search of the Dead and in doing so gave it such character. We have put our hearts and souls into this project and truly hope you all enjoy.
People have always told stories about seeing or hearing from or encountering in some ways the deceased.
It's one thing to say that you don't believe from the comforts of an armchair in your own sitting room. It's another thing to go out into the field and test your beliefs. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to be an armchair researcher, an armchair skeptic anymore.
What is consciousness? For some people would say, it's something more than just what emerges out of brain activity, and therefore after you die, it's consciousness that somehow continues. That's what you see as ghosts, spirit world, whatever it might be.
Scientists would like to think, or like us to think, that they know what's going on. Even if they don't have all the details, they have this sense in which, once we've finished mapping everything, we'll be able to explain everything. They assume that the brain produces consciousness. We don't know that. We don't actually know that.
If I were faced with what someone might say is 100% proof of life after death, the reality of the spirit realm, I don't know if I could ever believe.
It's not meant to go down in the encyclopedia as a proven fact, because what that denies every succeeding generation is the journey that we go on to gain our personal proof.
I asked you, have you got a message? And he said, yes. My arms are tingling.
I am now starting to think that maybe this was a bad idea.
If you have a link with this person, trust it. Literally, trust it.
It's like everything made sense. And that my fear had been real. And I just didn't know what to feel about that. I just felt like there's something really wrong there. I don't normally get these sorts of feelings, but I felt like there was something really wrong there. I've uncovered something much bigger than I thought I would have when I started this.